Hi everyone, it's Roger here from what's on DisneyPlus.com. I'm doing the weekly Q&A session that all these questions have come in through our patrons and also our supporters on YouTube channel members. I am doing something a little bit different today. I am testing something out. I am live on YouTube and kind of using some different software, doing some experimenting, and I thought, why not just jump in? Let's do it. Loads of questions today, pretty much most of them about the Star launch that's going to be coming up on the 23rd of February. So we're going to jump into some of those questions now, like I said, but a big thank you. I have got the live chat on, so at the minute I've just got it set to members only because, like I said, it is a trial and is primarily aimed at our channel members, but obviously everyone can enjoy it. But obviously, if you remember, you can join in. So let's now look at one of the first questions that have come in through Patreon. So we have Gavin Scott. So he's asked, when will Disney release details on ABC and Fox shows, whether the latest seasons will be on Star or Sky in the UK? So I'll just give a big shout out first off to Yusuf on M for being the first person in the chat. So there we go. So Gavin's question about whether or not we're going to find out. I think this is going to be a case-by-case basis. I'm really excited to see more about, say, like Grey's Anatomy season 17, which hasn't aired yet on Sky. It's coming, for example, in the Netherlands and in Australia. Thinking once things start getting moving, we'll get an idea. Because at the minute, everything's all over the place. We just don't know how it's going to work, what the existing contracts that are in place, how that's all going to kind of kick in. And that really does make a big difference in terms of how that could all have a big impact. So I'm hoping we will find out soon. There's a lot of information set to come out the week before Disney Plus launch, and we might get a better idea. But I think, like with new shows, it's very easy for them just to have not got a deal in place. But I'm hoping we will find out that week before, or if not, just afterwards, because I think it's going to be a case-by-case basis. Let's jump now into a second question from Patreon. So we've got Joseph. Just checked the other day to find Unsolved Mystery seasons 1 to 15 are Buena Vista and beyond belief the fact that they're fat. Just reading that one again. Do you think they could go to Star this year, as we could have a lot more shows like this on Star? Yes. I think anything that has been distributed by 20th Century Studios or Buena Vista Television, which is the other name for Disney, is possible. You've got to think. They've said that there's going to be 1,000 titles available within year one. And at the minute, they've only announced like 280 movies for the UK and about 75 TV series. So that's about quite a little bit left to go before that 500, and that's still a load away from the 1,000. In Canada and Australia, there's a little bit of variance, like a little bit more. But all three countries that I've been looking at, kind of comparing Canada, Australia, and the UK, there's a lot of differences. We've kind of got the same problem that I think the US has had for a while with Disney Plus, with things being on different platforms. It's going to be very messy for a while until they all sort this out. But yeah, it is. I mean, every time a show gets announced, the first thing I'm doing is jumping in, seeing who distributes it. Because if there's another company involved, instantly then it becomes a little bit more of a problem. Okay, so we got a question here from Yusuf on live chat. I just wanted to ask whether or not you use a VPN while watching content available abroad like Hulu or HBO Max. No, I don't use a VPN for either of those ones there. It's just... I can't be bothered with it. And to be honest, like most of those shows are available anyway. So I don't bother with them. Okay, so another question from Joseph. With Power Rangers the movie coming on to Canada's Disney Plus as worldwide soon, as Netflix got rid of the majority of the Power Rangers. He knows, for example, that Disney gave the Power Rangers deal away a few years ago. I don't think they gave it away; they sold it. But could Power Rangers come to Disney Plus as some kind of new deal or something? As far as the Power Rangers go, you've got to think differently. The movie was distributed by 20th Century Fox, so therefore that's why we can have it. And the TV series was done by Saban, and that was sold on to, I think Hasbro have got it now. That's just off the top of my head. So I think that's the thing. They could make a new deal for it, but then I can imagine other companies are also jumping in for it. I think you've got to kind of look at those two very, very separately. I know, I mean, in hindsight, they probably don't really want to sell anything, but yeah, I don't think the TV series has anything to do with the movie. It's just different distribution. It's a bit like the latest Terminator movie we can have because Fox was distributing it. Doesn't mean we're going to be getting the other four before it. So that's kind of an idea of that one. Jumping back into Patreon, Nick asks, is there any word on whether New Mutants will be on Disney Plus in the UK, or will it still go to Sky like other 20th century studios that were rated 15? Also, do you think Disney will have reclaimed any of their shows from Channel 4 with the recent Star Channel 4 cricket deal? So, regards to those, so this one is, I definitely think New Mutants is coming at some point. It's just been added onto Disney Plus down in Spain this past week. I think if you've got the 9-month deal, then that would put it, what have we got there? We got September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So it might be May or before it can arrive. It would probably still be under the old deal with Sky where it has to wait maybe 9 months. That could be it. So I'm expecting it pretty soon. I think there's a reason why they didn't put it out in that initial announcements. If you actually look at a lot of the announcements of content that was coming to Star in the UK and pretty much everywhere else, not a lot of new stuff. The new stuff is all still kind of locked away. They might be holding on for them for more announcements later on, and I think they would make a bigger hit as they come out. New Mutants is coming at one point. It's the fact that it actually got released under the Disney Plus banner rather than Star in Spain is a good insight of whether or not we'll see that one coming soon. So that one's hopefully will add up. That one, just check there. As far as the Channel 4 deal, I know there's a lot of shows and movies on Channel 4 in the UK at the minute that are stopping them from going on to Star. Things like Deadpool, The Greatest Showman, things like that. So they've again got a streaming deal in place. We're just going to wait for them to expire. As far as the cricket deal, I know that's I think going to be more to do with Hotstar. Star in the UK and Disney Plus is not going to go anywhere near any of the sports. They aren't doing sports here for that at all. Yeah, that's the key thing. If they did sports, they would have done what they did in Latin America, where they launched Star Plus, which has like sports. And I think as far as Europe goes, I'm not being funny, but do we really? I'd rather they keep the sports out of it and keep one platform, because I think if we had what we had with Star Plus, it wouldn't have been so good. So that's all the questions that have come in on Patreon. Jumping now over to YouTube. So Yusuf asked, do you think the streaming services like Peacock and HBO Max will be global when they come to the UK? HBO Max will be coming to the UK at some point. Unfortunately, Sky have just signed a recent deal with Warner Brothers, so we keep getting it. So they are lining it up to go. So HBO Max will probably come to us eventually. It might be a while away. It might not be coming in the next year or two, but HBO Max is starting to roll out internationally. In some way, they've kind of made their bed really for at least a couple of years, which is kind of an odd one, because in some way I like the idea of what they do with HBO Max. I like quite a few of the shows and a lot of the movies. I don't know necessarily if I would pay for it, or if I did pay for it. My problem then comes over to the Peacock, because obviously we have Now TV, which is what they've basically built Peacock on. So we've already kind of got Peacock in the Now TV. It's just a little bit different in how they've named it and all the rest of it. So I don't think they need to worry too much about Peacock, because we've got Now TV. Then they're going to, whatever, they don't need to worry about it there. But once HBO Max splits, I think you're going to see a big difference with that Now TV. I know you can see it already with Sky of trying to move away from the branding of being reliant on HBO and Disney. They've already done it with Disney, but they're trying to make their own thing with that one. So that's why you're going to see that one. You've just asked on the live chat, if Black Widow will come to Premier Access, how much do you think it will cost? If it does come, I think it will still be $29.99. I think if they try putting the price up to like $35, I think it would be a little bit too much. I think it will be coming to Disney Plus Premier Access. I don't know if they'll announce it tonight during the Super Bowl, because that could be a nice time to announce it. But I think they don't want to delay it again, and they're going to have to wait and see how Raya does. I think it would give them some stability if they knew that if they were doing the dual release, that they were like, we know Raya's coming, we know it's going to cinemas, we know it's going to Disney Plus. They can plan for that, and I think that's what Disney need to do, rather than this constant just trickle feed. And if they're going to be doing it and offering us this for continuously, they need to just do it. I would have preferred them to be a bit more open and being like, okay, this is what we're doing for 2021, but I don't think they want to annoy cinemas. For example, here in the UK, we will all have our vaccinated up under the, I think it's all the over 50s are planning by May. So, but the youngsters and stuff still won't have the vaccination by then. So that does have a big impact what's going on. And we're in the UK where things are going through really fast, and that's always a kind of a big thing to be aware of, is, you know, that how quickly go. Even if it comes out in May and just in cinemas, it's not going to pull in the number that they want. So I think that's an issue with Black Widow. Okay, just a big hello to Connor64 for becoming a brand new silver member. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's jump back into some of the questions. So Bad Dog Gamer, YouTube asks, will you be able to access Star content on the homepage after unlocking it, or will it all be under the Star banner? So looking at the footage that they showed off back at the Investors Day, they clearly showed off that once you unlocked the Star content, you were able to fully, everything just integrated. You just unlocked everything. If you're in an 18 plus group, everything is available. If you've set your profile to 16 plus, then anything 18 won't be there, and as it goes down. So yeah, it'll all be unlocked on that homepage once you do it. So your trending tab will change, everything will change. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all that works. Can't wait to jump in and see what it looks like. You know, we're just 2 weeks away on Tuesday, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what goes on with that one. Yeah, so that one, yeah, it will all be under there. It depends on your profile and stuff. But I'm also starting to think that they might start, some of the Star stuff will be there, even if you're on maybe a kid's account, because they've been moving some of the movies like Rio and like Ramona and Breezes, which recently got added. So yes, I think that could be a big thing. So also just a big hello to Christianos. I'm not going to try and pronounce your name. Sorry for your surname, but Christianos, welcome for becoming a silver member. Big thank you for all of your support for that as well. If any of you new members have got questions, pop them in as well. I'll do them as well. So another question from Yusuf. This one is on behalf of Ben Flockton, who has noticed that the numerous questions he's seen on there asked about, do you think, when will Marvel's season 3 of The Runaways arrive on the Disney Plus? Runaways, I did actually have a feeling this morning of whether or not, because it's not available on any service, I did have a look beforehand, and with this one, it's tricky because I don't know if they've hold off until Star comes in so they can put it in as the more mature content, because I've only seen season 1 so far, and if it's a little bit more mature, they might want to pop it in once they've got Star launched. So that might be something that we'll see later on. So that one. So we've got a couple of questions coming in on the live chat. So hello to Bad Dog Gamer. Thank you. Yep, yeah, welcome. So Connor64 asked, he said that he loves our content. Question is, what's your most anticipated Disney Plus original in 2021 if you don't count Marvel and Star Wars content? Okay, that's, if you want to eliminate those two, that is something that I'm kind of looking forward to, that Mysterious Benedict Society, because it's like something completely fresh. I've got no idea what it's about, no clue, and I'm liking the idea of them doing something different. Turner and Hooch, I should say, is a series that I'm looking forward to as well, because I loved the movie when I was a kid. I'm a big fan of dogs, and so that one was one that I'm looking forward to seeing. Yeah, I mean, when you take the Marvel stuff away, but those ones instantly come in. But it's the Star Originals. I'm going to be honest. The Star Originals are the ones I'm actually really looking forward to, because they're going to kind of be movies and shows that I can kind of watch and enjoy. Like Dope Sick is one, and you know, it's like Love Victor. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. So there's the Star Originals are the ones I'm actually even more looking forward to, because it's stuff that we're just not seeing before. So Christian asks, is there any news on when Disney Plus is coming to Cyprus or Eastern Europe? Set to come, I think, later this year. There's been no dates, nothing doing. If we're going to find out anything, it's going to be at these quarterly investors call. We've got one coming up. I think it's this week. We've got one coming up, so we should start finding out a little bit more. They're going to tend to want to do them in lumps. Now they've got the Singapore one coming up with Star. They're probably focused on that one, but hopefully it's not too far away. I mean, I don't know why you guys all got it a little bit later. Maybe it's due to, you know, licensing deals or getting all the subtitles and stuff ready. But I know there's a lot of demand in Eastern Europe for Disney Plus, and in Cyprus. I mean, I don't know why Cyprus didn't. I mean, you know, it's a lovely country. You know, I don't get why why they've not that one. Okay, so you also asked, are you going to be doing these lives weekly? As far as doing them live weekly, I'm going to see how this goes. It's at the minute, How it's working at the minute, yes. This is the plan of just trying to incorporate something different, do something a little bit different. So this is an experiment. If it works, I'm going to continue trying to do it. I do like the idea of doing it like this. It means less editing and you just do it. And also I'm just liking the idea of being able to talk to you guys through the live chat as well. Obviously I know other people are watching, and we're just, again, this is a little bit of an experiment just to kind of see how it works. So let's jump back into some of the other questions. I'm just going to take a sip of drink. So Yusuf also asks, when does Disney get a chance to buy out the Comcast stake in Hulu? Do you think they will do so? If so, do you think they will put Hulu next on, or basically merge Hulu in with Star? So in 2024, the deal with Hulu and kind of can come to a situation where they've agreed that either Disney can ask to buy Comcast out, or Comcast can ask Disney to buy them out. They could also agree to do nothing and stay as it is. I can't see that happening because why I don't, Peacock is going on one side. They're both going to want to get out of this contract. That means that for the next 2 years, they are sharing some of their content for next year. Nothing is exclusive from Universal, so they can put it onto where they want. You might have seen, for example, that Modern Family is shared. So like the Animaniacs, that one's been shared between Peacock and Hulu. So yeah, we are going to see a little bit more of that going on, and I definitely think they are going to get it out of it. As far as what happens after 2024, personally, you can see Hulu carrying on as being a premium service with the live streaming, with that aspect of it being like a television, like a traditional television of like different channels and stuff. The problem is when you take away all the NBC content, and then you're basically going to be left with what we're going to be having with Star. The licensed content is going to start drying up, and so they're going to have to get it ready to go. I think they're going to then have to look at what the content is like, how people are responding in like Canada and Australia. They're going to look at that data and work out what's happening. Has it improved? If the numbers are fantastic for us, have we adapted to it well? Is the churn rate much less? Are the viewing figures up? Are they taking more money? That's all going to have an impact on what they can do with the US. So we are nearly kind of like the guinea pigs for what they're doing. Disney have got the big brand that they need to deal with. They've also got loads of other issues, but I think that is it. If they are going to have to position Hulu into a different place once NBC's out of it and Comcast is out of it, and they need to make that straight. And I don't know if people are, there's going to be a lot of content around by then. Everyone will be around for a few years, and I think merging them or doing something with them. But I could almost see Hulu as this like live streaming stuff, and then Disney just kind of takes that content on and they maybe merge together. Like if you've got Hulu, you've got Disney Plus or something like that. But that's how I can see that one going in. Let's jump into another question here. So this is from the Random Movie Fan. How is Glee Kyle XY single parents on Disney Plus Latin America, but not under the Star brand? So down in Latin America, Star Plus is going to be launching in June, which will have all the general entertainment content. It'll also have sports, but it'll be an extra. So it did seem a little bit odd that they were putting like Glee and stuff in under Disney Plus, but they've still got months to go before Star launches. They might, maybe they've decided that a lot of this content they need. And yeah, I still think it was a really odd move that they did with Star Plus down in Latin America. Why those shows are coming on, maybe I don't think there's got such a big issue internationally as in the US with putting more content on Disney Plus, and I think that is a really, really big issue that goes forward for the US. So Christian also asks, is The Incredible Hulk going to be on Disney Plus anytime soon? So recently I ran a story that it was going to be coming to Spain, but we didn't know if it was going to be an animated series or if it was going to be the movie. It just said The Incredible Hulk. So it was up in the air. The thing is, now that's been removed from the website. So that's the first thing after we picked up on it. I don't think it will be coming anytime soon under the current contracts because it's a Universal movie. I could very easily see Comcast doing a deal with Disney to share it. Because I think from their point of view, they could be looking, we get a bit of extra cash for it. You have it, we have it. That would be the way of doing it. I could see it very easily becoming a shared movie between it. It will come maybe at some point. but I can't see why Comcast wouldn't want to make a little bit of extra money on it, from one movie. That's literally all it is. So yeah, I could see them doing that at some point. The random movie fan also asked, how is The Walking Dead coming to start in some countries, but Disney only owns the syndication rights and not the distribution rights? Again, it all comes down to rights. Who owns what in what those countries? Maybe in those countries, I think it's I can't remember what country it is, but I think the Netherlands have got it. If they've got the streaming rights, that could be part of the distribution. It could be a different deal. It's just weird talking about things like The Walking Dead. Yeah, The Walking Dead's coming to Disney Plus in the Netherlands in 2 weeks. It still kind of feels really strange to be saying things like that. But yeah, I could see this kind of thing. It is very complicated. I mean, I know we're going in and like, every time you're checking in, but every contract's different of how they've done it and how long those contracts are for. Yeah, it is strange, but yeah. So if we've got any more questions on the live chat before we kind of close off, I think this one's going all right. Again, it's just kind of getting used to the questions. I'm just going to have a quick check here on YouTube and on Patreon. Make sure there's no more extra questions that have just dropped in. Nothing there on. Nope, that's all the questions there. So let's just check again in on the live chat before we head off. Again, okay, so the Bad Dog Gamer YouTube, will Falcon and the Winter Soldier be 50-minute episodes or 30-minute episodes? They have confirmed that I think they're going to be at least over 40-odd minutes long, because there's only 6 of them, but Winter Soldier and Loki are longer episodes than they are with WandaVision. So they've kind of stated that up front. They are going to be more traditional ones. Yeah, so that's... I'm really looking forward to Falcon. It's kind of been a long time coming. I'm thinking the longer episode. This one's going to be very different because it'll be back in the normal Marvel zone. WandaVision's all over the place. It kind of fitted with these half-hour episodes with the first couple ones. I mean, Friday's episode was a little bit longer, which I think we'll see a little bit more coming onwards. I know She-Hulk as well is going to be 30-minute episodes because it's deemed a comedy. Yeah, I mean, that episode was fantastic. Yusuf also asked, this question isn't related to Disney Plus specifically, but I was wondering whether a Disneyland will ever come to the UK. I've heard there's a Disneyland theme park coming soon. Okay, this one is actually a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, because they are building a theme park down in Essex in the UK, and every time it appears in the newspapers, they call it a Disneyland type park or Disneyland theme park, or they keep mentioning it as Disneyland, and it's really as a Disney fan, it's like, no, it's not Disney. Just because it's a theme park doesn't mean it's Disney. And so there's going to be lots of brands and stuff involved. I think it's Paramount or involved at some point. There's a lot of building work and stuff still going on. I know the last time I saw it was that they were flattening out the land and getting ready for it. So they won't build one here in the UK because of Paris. Paris is, there's, that one's not, it's only just really, I mean, it's been closed for pretty much a year. We're really close to Paris, and that one's a European park. And I mean, it's like, for me, I mean, I can be in Paris under normal circumstances within about an hour, 50 minutes to an hour flight, which is nice. I mean, I can drive. I have driven there in the past, but it takes a lot. It takes all day. I don't think they put one here. There's just no need. I mean, the too far, not enough distance. People in London can be on the train and they're in 2 hours. It's it's so quick for them to do it. So yeah, they would never build one here. It's just way too close. It would have been nice had they actually done that. That would have been a nice way of doing it. But there we go. So just going to let any more questions come in just before we head off. Again, just big thank you to everyone for watching. I know I can see right now we've got quite a few people watching. Also, just big thank you to all the new members as well. Like I said, did a little bit of a practice. Okay, so Christianus has asked, I hope I'm saying it right, are all the Family Guy episodes going to be on Star? This will depend on every single country. There's different lists. I've got different seasons. I know here in the UK, so many different networks are showing Family Guy. You've got Fox have got it, ITV2's got it, and then there's another streaming service that have got it. So it's going to depend on your country and where you are of how all this is going to work out. There's just so much stuff. I was going through doing some articles this last week, over the weekend, about best shows coming to it and just pulling, and it's like just trying to pick like 10 or 15 episode season shows out of these list of 75 is quite tough, and some of them that I really enjoyed watching, and some of them that I'm one of these people that I'd much rather watch a new series that I've not seen, and I don't tend to go back and watch things again with TV. Like Lost and 24. I've seen them all the first time round. I watched all of them, so I'm more looking forward to some of the new stuff. Family Guy is one that I kind of feel like it's a bit like The Simpsons, really, where I guess kind of stopped watching after a while. I think it's just on all the time. So I have been doing it with The Simpsons, where I'm slowly working my way through the seasons to catch up. But Family Guy is one that I'm kind of really interested in kind of kicking off, and I probably need to start watching. There's going to be so much more stuff to start watching more of that than I am YouTube. I tend to watch too much YouTube. But okay, so there we go. So again, big thank you for everyone for joining in on this first live one. So far seems to have done very well. Again, just a huge thank you for everyone for watching. We've got a last quick question from Yusuf. Want to ask what's going on with Modern Family, as it seems every streaming service in the UK has it. Who actually has the rights to the show, and will Disney Plus get some more recent seasons? I think the UK is only getting up to season 8 or 9. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know they're getting the new ones. Again, Now TV's had the rights for a while. Netflix have got it. It's all just a mess. We're really kind of I think for the first time really starting to have that whole thing that the US have had, and the frustrations that we get of like, well, I can't have this, you got it, and this network's got it, and this one hasn't. Yeah, we are really starting to find we're in that same situation as the US. So hopefully it all gets sorted out in the next year or two when all these contracts come to an end. Well, there we go. Big thank you to all of our supporters on YouTube, all of our supporters on Patreon. It really makes a massive difference with you guys helping out. And hopefully, yeah, I'll do this again. It looks like it's worked. I'll be watching it back in a minute, making sure the quality looks okay and seeing if there's anything else we can do or change, and look into some other bits and pieces. But again, thank you very much, guys. Thank you to everybody in the live chat, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.